Hi, players.
Hi,
Oh
dear.
my goodness.
We're here. It's like we just started now, all along.
Oh,
Excuse you,
We'll ease. Oh, gosh.
sir.
Is that a cat or a
mind?
child? Yeah, I never know.
It's a cat.
It's a cat.
oh.
A very large
I
cat.
thought it was a child.
I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, it's treat them the same.
Yeah.
He's just been helping himself to my desk lately.
Well, of course. So I guess the...
Like it's not been here the entire time. No, sir. There is tea there. Sorry.
Chaos! Cat.
If you have cats at home, you get it. If you don't have cats at home, you should at least get it. Look at the king. Look at that.
You should
Look at
get
that
it.
monster.
Look at him.
He's
Ugh.
huge.
If you don't
I have
have
to
a
be
cat,
very, very careful
very
about
concerned.
like how I pick him up, and I have to lift him way above my head so he doesn't knock everything over with his gigantic self.
Because he just lets himself hang like a giant.
Because he's huge. Yes, look at this.
oh my god, he is human. I love him.
What happened to you, cat?
Look
Stop
at the
eating.
cloud.
What is the problem?
No. Let him
He
eat
is
all the
he is a
food.
cloud. All right, on with you. Away with you, sir.
Hit the peas.
The Pete's trying to protect itself from being thrown, which it knows it deserves, but it doesn't ever happen. It's never thrown. Window open, cat goes out.
No.
Yeah.
Poor little Kibby.
I love when they spread it in toes.
I know.
There are cats in Hollice, but they're not stupid enough to be out here in the reaches.
Was there?
At least
Grim
not
would-
the
Grim-
friendly
Grim would be.
cats.
If Grim was in our campaign, he would be stupid enough
You'd
to be out
have
there.
a Grim with you, but there's no.
He's
There are grim things, but not Grim the cat. Other things that are dire. So, I mean, where did you leave off last time? It was mostly an episode talking about feelings. And then some things happened at the end of the episode, which did instill feelings. But the entire episode
don't remember.
really played out over the course of a single evening. And I thought it might be fun to like look through my notes and think about some things and consider what was happening other places right now. And like, why not just show you things that the characters can't see? But the players, you can just you can get a bird's eye view of the world, so you know what your characters are ultimately going to have to worry about, maybe, or not worry about, depending on the things that concern you. So we're gonna pan the camera out from the valley you're in, the South Valley, in the reaches. And as the camera starts to soar through the valley, raising up over the mountains, there's maybe four major. Not really parallel. It's like a crow's foot stepped on the planet, and you're in the rightmost toe in the south, rather than the middle toe or the top toe where they found that quaint village. As the camera soars, sort of westward, I'll pause briefly. No audio except for the wind and gentle snow. And we can see Tiash and Guyver having some kind of discussion in which Guyver looks very interested, deeply invested. He's leaning forward while Tiash calmly explains something. Oberk, with perhaps all of the blankets that the three of them have, is curled up and looks, maybe for the first time in a long time, peacefully asleep next to a large fire in a tent. I'm going to pan the camera up over the volcano. A small, sinister red light deep in the caldera briefly flashes on the screen. And then the camera begins to descend. You've traveled at this point 400 miles or so. The blink of an eye. And there's Hollice, nestled on the edge of the Sinlayan, peaceful this time of night. We're going to whoosh down into one of the homes that some of you have been inside of. And there, playing cards around a table with warm bread and mulled ales and and laughter are the brewers and Aya and Aldi in their home. Conversation is not something that really hits the microphone, but the attitude is. They seem like they're having a nice time, like they're happy in their new home. The camera, again, is going to whoosh through the walls and into the way station. It's maybe at this point 9:30 at night. It's a relatively busy evening. Maybe the place is about half full, but no one's raucous. It's casual, cheerful conversations. Half of the tables occupied with traveling merchants, miners, some of the townsfolk. And Tag working the bar while Paulie works the kitchen on his own. There are two dogs now silhouetted in the fire, one large one, one very small. And Tag polishing the bar as a very, very well-dressed, elder-looking gentleman casually but heavily walks into the way station, sits himself at the bar. The viewers and the characters would no doubt recognize this man who has given the party 2 keys that they weren't really sure how he would have had them. And the man's not welcome with the party or their friends. But here sits Victor now in the way station, calmly alone at the bar. Tag will make his way over to Victor. Welcome, Fred. What can I get you? Tag asks. What would you recommend, young man? Oh, well, the house ale is quite good, sir. If I dare say so. It's made in town by our local brewers. It's very good. I recommend you'd probably like it. Oh, then I'll have that. Tag pulls him a draft and slides it over to him. May I ask why you're in town? Oh, I'm just passing through. Yeah, I don't think I've seen you. You look like you're traveling in company, a man such as yourself. You think I look like someone that has friends? I didn't mean any offense, sir. Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't I think that? I am in fact traveling alone. Oh well, welcome to Hollice. You staying long? I think not. But I did want to see it myself. Oh, really? Is a rumor traveling about this town? What have you heard? I've heard it's quite nice. Do you like it? Tell me, young man. Why are you here? Huh? Me? I mean, things weren't really working out for me where I'm from. And I heard they needed some folks out here for a whole new setup. I thought, well, why not really try something new? Try a reset, wipe the slate clean. You've never been in any real trouble, have you, son? I mean, I've had a couple of scraps, sir, but certainly I'm not as experienced as you are, I would guess. It is curious to me, he says, looking Tag up and down. How many folks in this small little hamlet don't know what they're sitting on or even who they are? Wow. It's a very insightful thing for you to say, sir. I mean, I'll grant you, I'm trying to figure out who I am. You will, he says. Can I get you anything else? Are you hungry? You want a spot of bread, some meat? Just the beer, thank you. Sure. If you need anything else, just give a holler. Camera whips out of the way station and begins to zoom south. South through the forest, past the bridge, into a much, much deeper, denser forest. one that's forbidden to those who are not a Sinlayan elf. Camera's going to fly through the Forbidden City. One that I will not tell you the name of it because only one character would know it and she would never utter it outside of its walls. It is a beautiful cross between Lothlorien and Isgiliath. The walls are surprisingly uniform for being woven of trees that grew that way. Tall towers, trees. It's hard to tell without studying them further. We zip through this city deep into what it appears to feel like municipal buildings, government, very fancy, very well decorated. Silver and crystal hanging from branch and windowsill. Into a room that was seen only in the very first episode. It's a circular room with branches lined up next to one another, forming the floor and the ceiling and the walls. What tree the branches come from, you can't see. Maybe they're thick vines. The construction is simultaneously natural and unnatural, guided. And in the center of this room stands the elvish spy master, Veer. She seems to be looking out of a window, watching the sun in a way that only elves can see it. It's set a long time ago, but she can still see it. She knows the time very well. And she begins to walk the perimeter of the room, naturally casting spells and touching sigils on the walls and activating protection upon protection. Shields against divination, teleportation, any kind of conjuration, detection. And when she's done, she takes a deep breath and she turns to face the greater part of the empty room and confronts Kithriel, who has appeared during her ritual. There is a necromancer wandering the reaches, Kithriel says. Yes, Fear says. I understand they escaped from here. How strange. Yes, Fear says. We are not certain how. They must have had power that we were not privy to, she says. That's what the reports say, she adds. Is it? Says Kithriel. And the artifact? The wand? Yes. Its disappearance coincided with his. It's assumed that he absconded with it somehow. That's what the reports say. Is it? Kithriel says. Yes. I dare say. I hope it turns up, she says. There are better hands for it to be in, Kithriel says. Veer looks out the window at her city, squeezes the windowsill for a moment, and she says, I hope you know what you're doing, old one. She reaches into her clothing and draws a sinister-looking black wand from within her pockets, drops it on the floor, and leaves the room. Kithriel looks down at the wand, reaches for it, and the wand snaps into their grip. And with that, Kithriel steps away and visually explodes as though stepping into a kaleidoscope and is gone. Finally, the camera doesn't seem to move, but begins to be enveloped by darkness. There stands a massive, beautiful castle, almost woven of ebony spikes, onyx shards. And there at the base of the castle, some untold number of wraiths, shadows, and skeletons. And confronting them is one woman. And now we're back in the Reaches.
Yeah. It's fine. It's fine.
What?
It's fine. It's fine.
Karen, well, thank you very much for
Oh, is
subscribing.
that supposed to be?
Yes.
Who's that supposed to be?
You know who it's supposed
Who
to be.
Who dat?
Who dat my ass?
If it is in fact Ranmar's ass confronting the castle of the Raven Queen, I'm going to have a talk with my co-writers. I'm confused about that particular choice.
That would be some feat.
No, ass it was ass, not feet.
I was like, some ass.
Some ass feet.
How did this happen?
Ass feet.
An ass feet. Magical ass feet.
Ravioli. What are
There's
you
a whole
doing?
page of notes. I don't know if I actually got anything, but I was scribbling.
I think I got something.
Well, you don't have to worry if you
It's
missed
fine.
it because your characters wouldn't know any of that stuff, right?
Oh, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just enjoy it. It's like a peek
Crap that.
That's
into
true.
what's happening other places. We left off and it was basically nighttime, right? Is that where we left you? Well, I can look at my notes once more here.
I think it was nighttime.
Not
Weren't
that
we in a shelter? Weren't we by a fire?
Nugget
We were in our
Nope.
little.
Why am I the only one who remembers what happened?
I thought we were all taking
We're counting on you, Ranmar.
turns talking and watching.
No.
And... What is
Yeah,
happening?
but then we walked our happy asses along and confronted the white dragon,
The dragon
and
and
then
Brightscale.
a different
Owlbear.
dragon showed
Yeah.
up.
Oh yeah, you had a confrontation between dragons. That's how I remember it as well.
You're right.
And nothing
Yeah, it was.
else
yeah.
happened. It was just that they're just
was-
dragons.
Yeah, it was normal.
It was in fact
You're
normal.
so right.
It was in fact normal. Any other memory of what happened is probably just a weird flight of fancy or imagination. So don't worry about it.
Oh my god.
So while you were
It's
all
fine.
sitting there dealing with feelings, I should say, if you want to spend another episode talking about feelings, I mean, everyone at home was waiting and
No.
wanting that to happen. So I'm just saying
No.
it's allowed.
No.
It's allowed to do. You're allowed to do that.
Strategy's like, not the first episode. That.
Tragedy be dipping out.
Not Fraggy, Esmeralda.
Esmeralda's
Fraggy
like,
loves talking about feelings. Esmeralda has some issues.
Oh.
We all knew it would happen, didn't we? Well, did we? I think we really just ended after Nightscale left, right? And there were the credits
we
rolled,
did.
and so it is. It's now maybe about an hour later. Tent set up, fires up. You are just sitting in camp, reflecting on what happened.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, we're at wait, I'm sorry. We're
I
at
can set the
camp
scene for you. Yeah,
still?
you set camp. You're maybe at this point you're maybe 4 days away from the temple,
Or we
and
just
the
going
temple.
until we?
Yeah, you're going to the temple, right? Just like it's a lot of travel. Essentially, it was like 2 weeks worth of just over 2 weeks worth of walking in the snow because what's left of your horses can't really handle the terrain you're working on right now.
What's left of our horses?
What's left of your horses? Question mark.
We gotta get something for
He's gonna be
Yvonne on
so
this trip.
You
mad.
No, we'll
have-
get him something else. Can we?
We'll get
what
him
else does
something
he need?
nice.
I'm gonna
Get him
get
something
him
nice.
a
What do
gift.
you get for the
I think
man
I
who has
have a-
everything? The man who has everything except for magical horse things that it can get people places. Anyway,
He's never gonna lend his horse.
Oh,
Is there, like,
God.
a duplication spell? Because mine's like mostly okay, right? Maybe we could just like duplicate
this is
that one. a
crazy
couple of
powerful
times.
magic.
God damn it.
Yeah, I wish would do that. I guess. You
Maybe
are.
Virgidine would do it for us.
I look forward to that.
Munu.
I look forward to that conversation. Yeah. So the 4 of you, right? Finnegan, Ranmar, Esmeralda, and Rachel are sitting around a fire in the tent.
I do have something I want to talk. I do kind of want to talk about feelings a little bit. Less.
I am
feelings,
so
more
excited.
feelings.
Rachel says, "Everyone,
What you got?
everyone, pay attention."
Esme.
No, I want to talk about because I think it happened towards the end with me coming to terms with whether or not I can trust Sheldanoff. And
Mhm.
I would like
You
a
mean the
powwow
creepy,
about it.
undead, ancient monster thing with an octopus head?
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure we understand each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I was trying to catch again wife up with it, and she threw out, "Could you ask Virgadine?" And then I said, "Virgadine's not my god. I don't think I can talk to Virgadine. But can Ranmar talk to Virgadine about Childenoff, or am I just fully on the scale of I should not in any
You can-
regards
Finnegan-
trust Childenoff?"
Finnegan can ask Ranmar to do that. That's totally within. Yeah, that's nothing stopping you from doing that.
Okay.
And I'm confident that
I think
Munu knows the answer.
well the answer is no, don't trust him. But to what
Yes.
degree? Because we're
Oh, no,
we
the
have to be
answer-
on the same side a little bit to like do things. Like we're currently kind of on the same trajectory, doing the same thing, whether it's for him or not. We're going along our little path.
So setting Rachel aside, who does not trust Chaldenath and wants to beat him up, your narrator,
Rachel wants to be chilled off up.
she kind of wants to beat up anybody she thinks is a threat to her family.
Oh.
That's just how she operates. She is ready for
Aw.
fight times. I don't know if you've got that about her, but yeah, she's ready for fight times.
I'm so ready for her to fight everything. She's such a badass.
Until the power runs out. Anyway, where were we? Right. So
Why,
the
please?
the question I meant was not whether to trust Chaldenath, but literally, can Ranmar ask Virgadine questions on your behalf? The answer to that is yes.
Oh yeah, that was.
And you could be like, I know you don't trust him. I don't know if I can trust him. Can you please ask Virgadine if I can trust him? That's a reasonable thing for Finnegan to ask. Whether or not it's also Ranmar's choice as to whether or not to execute on that, because Ranmar might be like, I guess, or Ranmar might also be like, that's a stupid idea. I'm not going to piss him off for a stupid thing, and that's drama. So be my guest.
I genuinely, okay, listen, I don't know what still got me about Sheldon. I think it's just because he's alone and all of his family was destroyed, and like, I don't know. I have a little sore spot for
I
him.
wish my family was destroyed, Rachel says. Look, we don't know anything about him or what his family was like and what
Exactly.
maybe did he destroy them or abandon them or what happened?
I don't know. I don't know. That's
If
what I'm
only
saying.
we knew somebody who knew things. And she slow pan looks over at Ranmar.
I think I've made my feelings and my thoughts very clear on Sheldanoff.
But
What?
But Virgadine.
I have to go. I will catch up with you.
Bye.
Okay.
You will appreciate me going right now. Okay, bye. And she vanishes.
Okay, goodbye.
I like her just popping in and out.
Just poof.
Shoop. The surroundings seem to swallow her up.
She's on 2 different shows right now. Right? She's zooping to another thing.
She's double timing, doing good
Mhm,
stuff.
mhm.
Maybe even triple timing, considering
She might be.
who's
'Cause
in
she was with the
Hollice.
volcano stuff too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, did she know about the volcano? I don't remember.
There was something with Rachel and the volcano. Either she passed over or she was supposed to be going to it and then she wasn't there.
Mm.
She was gonna look for the owl statue, and Monty
Yeah.
couldn't find her. And I think that
Yeah.
was when Victor showed up because Rachel wasn't there.
Yeah, she was in
He
the plane of
picked a
shadow
time
helping
when she
Ashdale
wasn't there.
and was trying to cover up for that. And so she just used like a long time on the volcano to do that. But she was only in the volcano for like 10
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah.
What an interesting phrase that can only be muttered during D&D. She was only in the volcano for 10 minutes.
10 minutes. A little pop in, if you will.
You know, as one does.
That's one that's pop in there.
Look, okay, Ranmar.
Yeah, you had to.
I'm genuinely asking as the most. This will change my paranoia with Cheltenov.
Oh God. So
Do-
you're. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
go. No.
No,
You
this
know
is
my
your moment.
No, you know my question. My question is how much, if at all, can I actually genuinely trust this illithid mind flayer, not flare?
That actually sounded like you said filleter, like a fillet of
No,
meat.
Cheltenov's a steak.
Same?
Flare, and filayer are
Filayer.
there are 3 different words and they all sound the same.
But
They're all
You could-
flair
in
and
my brain.
filayer are kind of close in terms of.
The fresh mind of
Oh.
Bel Air.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wanna set you up for
yeah.
success. So how if you need some shorthand, you could just say mind muncher. How about that? Mind
Oh, I
muncher.
like mind
Brain munch.
But it makes them sound worse.
That's the idea.
That's literally what they do. They literally
They
eat
munch
brains.
the brain. I mean, I have to say that I've been running this campaign. Viewers at home, I've been running this campaign for over 16 years now for various groups. And so to have Baldur's Gate 3 come out and help me teach my brand new players to the game how mind flayers work, very convenient.
I will
Very
say,
convenient.
After playing Baldur's Gate, that's when my skepticism for Cheltenov started
I
coming in.
noticed.
I
I
was
am
like,
thankful.
this is not good.
It's
No,
chilled
when you
I
say
monkey
love Baldur's
brains.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
my God. Was that an Indiana Jones reference?
It was, yeah. I dropped Indiana Jones. I couldn't help myself.
Oh, incredible. Okay.
Back to the scene.
All right. Okay.
But he's also
So
he's an illithid mind flayer or mind muncher.
yes. My understanding is illithid is the same thing as a
Mhm.
mind
Yeah,
flayer.
illithid is the
Yeah.
scientific
Oh.
term for a mind flayer, which is the peasant's term, if they even know what it is.
Mhm.
The colloquial term.
Okay.
It's also like Cheltenhaf's not just a mind flayer. He is an illitholich, is an undead wizard mind flayer who somehow retains its psionic abilities as well as magic, arcane magic.
That is many things.
And who knows what other powers the thing has because it is tens of thousands of years old, question mark?
That
Like,
is
we don't know how old this thing
scary.
is.
Scary combo times.
Why would it linger on this plane for that long? Why? It was waiting for you, Finnegan.
I know, for me.
That makes it better, right?
No.
Makes it better.
Oh,
I'm
I'm so glad you're
scared.
starting to get stressed about
Okay,
this.
so
Okay.
I genuinely should be stressed about Cheltenov. Like
Yes.
I will let my I feel bad for Cheltenov go if I should genuinely be, if my friends are genuinely telling me that I need to let the love for Cheltenov go, then I will be more skeptical when he's around. But I don't like I guess like I'm struggling to see what like what bad he has out for us. Like, I don't like
Mm.
why. Like, he needs me to do
That's
things, but
yeah,
like
but
I don't
like to
know.
what end? I don't know. And
That's where like what end?
yeah, I don't know. And if you want me to try to ask, I don't know how. My only easy connection is an augury, and sometimes Vergadine pops in and does way too much. So an augury basically needs to be a yes or no question.
Okay, maybe so
So
then.
I can
Augury doesn't
try.
cost you
I have a
anything, or does
feeling.
augury cost you
Mm-mm.
stuff?
I
Okay.
can
have a
ritual
feeling
cast it.
that that's going to be cast, and that Vergadine is just going to answer by laughing. That is what I feel like is
I
going to
got how to
happen.
ask it. I
Oh,
have two ways that we can ask it. We can either ask, I don't want to just say, can I trust Cheldenhoff? Because I feel like that, I mean, what is trust? Like, trust for what? Like, or how
I
long?
mean,
Trust in
the
what scenario?
answer's
Like,
the
yeah.
answer's no, but go on.
I think better
Ranmar
yet,
has an opinion.
maybe we can ask.
I'm so convinced about this.
Maybe we can ask, should we show Cheldenhoff sympathy? Is what I want to know more, I think. Like, I think that will help me.
That's a better. I like that one. That
Yeah.
one is a little more up in the air. We
I
can
like
still.
I like that one.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I can do
That's what
that.
yeah.
All right.
That way I know how hot and heavy and how sassy or how like to treat Cheldenhoff and when I'm talking to him.
I don't know that it's a good idea to sass the
I won't
illithid in
sass.
your head, but
Look, he's here. He look at sassy. If he's gonna take up space in my head, he's gonna get the full emotional range.
perfect. All right.
Also, the creatures and powerful beings, I feel like at this point are not like they're not unfamiliar with the sass of this party. So
Yeah.
They were not prepared. All right. I will
when Ranmar told Vergadine to be quiet, or was it that you told him to be quiet?
oh, it was Jordan. Basically, I think, right? Oh no, it was the artifact. I said
the
hush
artifact.
you.
You told the
And I
artifact to be
put the
quiet.
artifact.
The ancient artifact to be quiet.
Yeah.
Feel like 15 years of this shit, and like now I have a party full of Mealavirs. It used to be just one Mealavir, and I've got 4 of them.
Oopsie. Yeah, that's our bad.
Or are
It's great.
good.
It is a story that tells itself.
It's our doing.
Yes.
Anyway, Kithriel's there now.
Oh.
You don't know when
Hi. Oh,
you don't know when
God.
she appeared or how they got there, but they're sitting there next to the fire with you, staring at Finnegan in a very uncomfortable, unmoving way.
Oh no.
I'm trying to describe to Lost today. Like Lost is going to do a photo shoot as Kithriel. I'm very excited to see it. I think she's uniquely suited to the
That's
task.
sick.
We talked about costumes and stuff, but the thing about Kithriel is that at some point in the thousands of years Kithriel's been alive, Kithriel managed to learn to control their entire face, so that if she didn't want to, she would not show you how she felt at all. And
I
then
need that.
feelings became a thing that she was able to sort of like control and understand,
Yeah.
and allow to flow through her like water at extreme levels. And for elves, it's more extreme than people anyway. And then she never really reconnected face to emotions, and so her face just doesn't show anything ever. This is
Great.
What a mood.
How are
Sometimes
you,
get too worried about
Kithriel?
everything.
God. You know what? I'm
What's
just
up?
gonna stop fucking talking. Why do I always open my damn mouth? Okay.
Did you hear about that? Was Kithriel here for the conversation about arguing to ask if Cheldenhoff is a it's good for us? Or a sympathy for Sheldon? When did Kithriel? When did you get here? What? When did you get here? I'm so sorry.
incredible.
I'm glad to have you here. When did you get here?
It's such a mood, though.
Look, Rachel just swooped out, and we know sometimes like people just pop in and out, yo.
You are associating yourself with many beings of significant power.
Mini beings?
Many.
Wait, just Finn or all of us?
All of you.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that we are.
Yeah.
You're
Are
carrying
they? Is
a
that bad?
significant number of powerful entities in your belongings. She turns to Ranmar.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Are we not? Like, it's the safest place I can be, quite frankly.
I don't know where
Unnecessary.
else to put them.
Also, I would like to offer, because I know we talked about it a little bit, but as long as I don't have to touch an artifact, I can carry the bag that is touching the artifacts if you genuinely need a moment to not be so burdened. I don't think touching the bag is going to count for touching the actual artifact, but
Do you
It
genuinely
shouldn't.
believe that you are the safest place for them? Kithriel asks.
That's all we could think of.
I would assume so. They're with us, and they kind of have to be. Like, we're supposed to protect them, right?
Yes.
Oh, God. I don't. If you
If there
have
was a breach in the vault,
suggestions,
it was certainly a better option than leaving them in the vault.
Yeah, if
agree.
we leave them somewhere, somebody might get them.
Then you should have all of them. She casts Risat's wand to your feet, Ranmar.
oh, good, great.
It is a
that now.
disturbing looking thing. It's got a really sharp point on it. It looks like, I know you're all at home going to get excited, but it really is creepily veiny in a very not appealing way. It makes you sick to look at. Who would touch this weird,
I kind of want to
wafy, poisonous thing? It's at your feet anyway, Ranmar, in the snow.
Oh,
Can we stomp
great.
it?
No,
Just pick it up like this. Pick it up like
No.
this. Hold it like that. Like
I
hold
want
it
to
like
Right.
destroy it.
I don't want to. Oh, God. Okay,
Take
great.
a claw and grab it with a claw.
Oh,
Go in the
God.
fire.
Why are you
Bye-bye.
giving this? Why are you giving this to us? Hold on.
Because-
that I feel like.
You are the safest keepers, wardens.
Oh,
How
crap.
did you get it?
I have ways.
What happened to Razat?
Risat escaped. The report says they believe he had a power they were not privy to before.
Great. I
vanishing
love that for us.
I will not comment on my southern kin's incompetence at this time. It would be rude.
You know what? I can dig that.
Picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah, I guess we'll take it. Like you're right. We probably are the safest place for it. As stressful as that is.
You are already on the road to claim more.
Great.
How do we get it in the bag without touching it?
You will have to touch it.
Can I? I'm going to go ahead and get a box out of the bag of holding, though.
Okay.
And just have it open and ready. And
Yeah. It's got a
God
nice little
damn it.
red pillow in it. It's ready. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Fuck
How
me.
many-
I'll touch it. And
Do you
just...
remember Elder Scrolls?
Great.
Munu, do you remember how when you'd open the Elder Scroll that would like...
I do.
Okay.
I sure do.
You are not
Fuck.
blinded,
Great.
but as you grasp the wand, you are, without a doubt in your mind, you are aware of everyone who has died in this valley, where and
Oh,
how they died.
no.
And if you want them to get up right now, they will, and they will obey you.
No.
Do you think the
Whoa.
radius is somewhere within 20 miles of your position?
Holy
No.
shit.
No,
The
I'd
army
like to
stands
not.
ready. You hear in your mind, Ranmar.
In the bag.
Thank you
in the
for the
bag, in
report.
bag.
Goodbye. I'll put it in the box.
Okay. Everyone at home, did you just see I gave them a fucking undead army, okay? Don't let anyone tell you that I'm not a nice DM.
That's very true.
What do you mean?
We
I
will
could-
wield it at a moment's notice.
I can literally raise undead right now as
Well, now
me.
you have a vein
and
wand.
now
Yeah,
there's a
what?
wand.
What, like 3?
Now you have a vein
Three
wand.
zombies, whoopity doo. How about 100
You-
fucking mummies at once?
You specifically told me that I cannot use the undead spells because that's naughty.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I mean,
That's
your god
not-
would be annoyed if you, but this isn't the spell, Ranmar. It's a stick. It'll just do it.
It's the
The
same
naughty
thing.
stick
Zappy zap.
can have naughty
If
things.
Bacab lets me raise zombies, why is it not okay?
I mean, scientists have the ability to blow us all up with nukes. Should they do it?
I don't know. Ask Bacab. Okay.
Wait, no,
All
it's
right.
supposed to be you. No, you are the scholar. In any event, they chose to not use the undead army raising thingy. They didn't even ask the poor wand its name.
Can we?
It's Bond.
It's in
Bring
the
it back
box.
out.
Vein wand. We've named it.
Wand.
It's wand.
I don't
Bond.
wanna.
I don't want to ask the
Why
vein
is
wand.
it
Please don't name me.
veiny?
I wanted to make sure that people understood that it was not a good thing, and I tried to find as many ways as I could to communicate that. It's just part
I
of
mean,
design.
just the
I
fact
get
that
it.
it belongs to Razat is probably enough. We didn't need to make it.
Does it belong to
No, it's
Razat?
because
Does
it's
it?
veiny because it belongs to Razat. That's
Hmm.
that's the
Yeah, it was
That's the
gorgeous
takeaway.
when he claimed it,
yeah.
and it has become disgusting because you can't stand to be in its presence.
Is Kithriel still here?
Kithriel is still there. Kithriel's still there.
I'm just checking in. What is Kithriel? What have you been up to? What have you been doing?
Kithriel stares at you with a laser burning empty stare.
Okay.
What does that mean? I just want to know how your day is going, Kithriel. I'm chatty. I just want to know things. I want to know.
You're Barty.
I long for peace, and I am taking steps in that direction. It's possible now
Are we?
because you are taking steps in that direction, Wardens.
Well, that's good. Can you offer? Is there any other steps that we can particularly take to be even more towards peace?
Continue
Are
on this
we-
path.
Okay.
You could ask Kithriel your question. Get more than one perspective.
Oh, what does do you know about my friend Kithriel? I'm sorry. No, sorry. I'm gonna take that back. I didn't. No, I mean, I don't know how much Kithriel. Have we explained the mind flare situation at all to you?
You have a mind flare situation, young one.
I do. What
Is it the
the
splinter
situation?
of the stranger's soul in your skull? Or are you describing something else?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
It's like a burning cinder in the center of your consciousness. A splinter in your mind that is growing and making itself at home.
Is that bad?
It will serve
Doesn't sound good.
purpose for some, and there will be a cost.
Can it be taken out? Wait, is it like I didn't know it was a literal splinter in my brain. I don't know how I've ever imagined this thing like in my brain. Like what like is there?
I mean, it's not a chunk of wood in your soul. It's like a shard of
Shards.
Cheldenhoff.
Okay.
It's
It is a
not
piece.
a piece, not
Yeah, it's a piece of the thing's soul.
yeah.
Remember,
Does that mean I also
you
have
are
its
not
power?
you are not the only phylactery for Cheldenhoff. Cheldenhoff has 2 humanoid phylacteries, of which you are one, and Cheldenhoff is currently trying to protect you from the other. It's more or less what it told you when you spoke to him about it.
Yeah. Do you know who the other? Oh, that was what my wild the little thing I said at the beginning when I talked about I have a crazy idea of who the other half is of the phylactery, but I don't. Do you know, Kithriel?
Do I know who the stranger's other stooge is?
That wasn't nice.
I apologize. How shall I frame it?
No, that's okay. You can call me a dude.
I think you're doing great, Kithriel. That was
I do love Kithriel so much. No, yeah. Do you know
Kithriel's
who
never
they
been so
are?
hard to play in my life.
Do you know who the other person is?
I have my suspicions.
Do we know them?
Possibly. It depends on which one it is. If it's one of my suspicions. But they are not important. You are important.
But he wants to keep me safe from them, so they've got to be important to some degree.
If one of the phylacteries dies, Cheldenhoff may disintegrate, vanish. It's not clear what would happen, but the other phylactery would be free. So the killer would no longer need to worry about Cheldenhoff.
You said the phylactery would be free.
There are 2 of you. If one of you kills the other, the dead one and the living one are both free. I suspect the dead one would be less free.
That's I mean, free in a sense, but not.
You wouldn't go to
not
your
that free,
god.
dead free. Do I have a god? It's probably sorry, Kithriel. That's a loaded question. Where would you go? To him? To Cheltenham?
I don't know.
I'm so intrigued.
As am I, but do not experiment with that.
That's a good advice. I won't. But
Yeah.
what about Cheltenham at all?
Cheldenhoff wishes for you to enter the vault you're approaching. And I believe you
Yes.
should indulge the creature.
Yeah. Do you see anything that we could I don't like going into the vault, is there anything we need to know in specific?
I am aware of the contents of most of the vaults, but I don't know which vaults contain which objects. However, given Cheldenhoff's particular interest in this vault, I do believe I know what's inside of it. It's possibly the most powerful artifact the Shell have ever possessed, but they did not create it. It's also
Who did?
functionally useless until you find its companion artifact. I believe Ardenoth knows where it is.
Well, Ardnoth's in a gem. Yeah, because he's scary.
That's true. That's where
Can't talk
Ardernoth
to him,
is,
though, can we?
and that is the reason they are in the gym.
But we can't. How can we talk to somebody in a gym? Like
A
nobody
circle
in?
of mandate
No.
or the machine
Oh.
could allow you to speak to a gem-bound prisoner safely. That's what the circles were for.
machine.
The machine is out of your reach, but it is a more powerful circle of mandate.
Do we know where the circle of mandates are?
Mm-mm.
There is only one
We're still
remaining,
looking for them.
and it's in a vault somewhere.
Okay.
It won't be in this one, I believe.
How many vaults are there? Do we know that? How many vaults are there? Versus how many we've gone in?
I don't remember how many there are, but we've only been in one.
Oh, you're right. I was thinking two, but I would think I was just thinking of one big long time we were in the vault.
Yeah, we went back into it at one point, but it was the same
That's what it was.
one. Yeah.
You will find them all, because you must claim them all.
That's a lot. We can do it, but that's a lot.
There is a lot of power in those artifacts. A lot of secrets you'll find.
Do you? I don't know if this is the right way to ask this, but do you care for the artifacts or care about the artifacts, or not more than the fact that if one, destroys, then like the world is done, but like in the sense of like, are you scared of the artifacts?
I would prefer for this world to continue on as it is, and to organically grow, and either flourish or wither as the world would on its own. I don't want these overwrought creations to do any more damage than they've already done. If I could destroy them myself, I would.
The circle of mandate doesn't help us destroy them, though, right?
The
It just
circle
lets
of
us talk.
mandate is a path to disjoining the artifacts safely.
Okay.
Destroying them each is dangerous. We could take magical arms constructed with modern magic and technology and smash any one of them. But the energy bound within upon release, it would have uncalculable destruction.
How do you prepare for something you can't calculate?
We
Especially
need to
something
remove
like
the
what do
energy
we do?
safely and not detonate it, not smash it free.
Gotcha.
Melt it down instead of shattering it. And a circle of mandate can allow you to do that. Even still, once you've removed power from them, you'll need to do something with it.
With the power or with the gem?
The power.
Does the circle of mandate not handle it?
My memory is not perfect on these things, for reasons I believe you're becoming privy to now. But the last
I'm
circle I
excited.
was near to, they have a limit on raw arcane energy they can store, like a reservoir.
Yeah.
And if the reservoir overflows, it would be an even bigger detonation than a single artifact being destroyed. Probably rip the entire
If
world
we-
apart. So please don't do that.
Noted.
But then what do we do with the rest of what do we do with energy if we can't put it in the thing?
He looks the three of you over for a moment. Two things come to mind. First, find Shil Zot. If you can find the archives of Zot's notes, Shil Zot, the artificer of the Shilian Empire, you may learn how to deal with this excess energy. Some of it can be returned to the Raven Queen. She no doubt longs for it.
Well,
But the access power tied to it
is there-
will need to be vented somewhere. There are planes that can sustain that kind of energy, but how to channel it there is beyond my knowledge. There was a ritual used long ago that consumed a tremendous amount of power, and it reshaped everything.
what
Maybe
was
a
it?
similar ritual could be
Very
done.
much? Yes, Ranma.
We had talked about using the machine to maybe help Rachel. Am I confused there?
I was
Kithriel
about to
DM?
ask if
Kithriel
Rachel-
betrays some feeling for a moment and darts a look at you, Ranmar. There's a
Uh-oh.
flash of surprise and anger on an otherwise ancient and unreadable face.
Oh shit. Well, I'm dead. Goodbye. Okay. I okay. No, I
I'm
just
dead,
keep my
bye.
mouth shut.
What do you wish to do to the succubus?
to take
To
away
help
her.
her.
Fixed her.
Take away the thing that keeps her from being able to be close with us and others.
You can use a circle of mandate at a smaller scale to change the nature of a being. The machine is beyond your reach.
Would that affect its power? Or would that affect its capability to hold in more of the bad guys?
Kithriel looks as though deep in thought, staring sort of into the snow. The ritual that was conducted so long ago. You probably thought I was speaking of the one that erased all memory of the shill.
Oh no.
But that's not what I was
Remember?
referring to.
Uh-oh.
I was able to protect
Really?
myself from that spell because I was so closely bound to the first one, which controlled an order of magnitude more power. Because I tried to stop it, but it was too much for me. The machine overwhelmed me. The world was
What did it
dying, and their solution was to replace the wounded goddess of nature with their own druid. Maleki is the goddess of nature now. But
Oh,
she
I thought
wasn't
that was all the same
always.
ritual. I thought that was all the same ritual, but it was multiple times they did this.
The machine was used a handful of times. It should never have been used. Except perhaps for the last time.
What was the last time? Was that the one we know?
That would be the final spell that made everyone forget and wiped the shill off the face of the planet, basically.
Everyone except for, well, very few, including the four of us.
Hmm.
You are uncovering secrets that no one was meant to know.
Yeah.
You're going to clean up
We're knowing them.
mistakes made thousands of years ago.
Oof. That's a theme, isn't it?
Because if you don't, someone's going to make that mistake again.
Mm-hmm.
You won't be converting Rachel into a goddess. She wouldn't survive the transformation. And only the machine can channel that much power. But a
Well,
lesser
that wasn't the
celestial,
plan.
is within your reach.
Yeah, a lateral movement.
You need to find Zot.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
We still. Zot's been the one that's been flying on like the little disc with everyone, right?
Shilzot is different from Rizot.
You got it. Too many names that are similar. I apologize.
Oh
Yeah.
shoot!
So Zot's
Rizot.
the one that is on the disc. Shilzot
Wait, yeah.
is one of the three
You got it.
from the Shill Empire.
Okay.
That's
okay,
right.
Okay.
That's correct.
I'm glad I got
Shilzy
it. Okay.
is one of the three. Riz is on the desk.
There you go. Shilzy and Riz. I like
Yes.
it. That's good.
Yeah. Shilzy.
Not to be confused with chili.
Not to be confused with
That might be
Chili.
a hard mistake to make, to be fair, but yeah, they look quite different. Actually, you haven't seen Shilzot, so you don't really know what Shilzot looks like, I guess.
Yeah, we haven't seen him.
Sorry, I've been given a treat.
My eyes are so dry. Okay, maybe I'm still confused over what's happening with the moon. Kithriel.
Oh, the double moon.
Yeah, what's going on with the moon that's missing? Is that a third
yeah.
use of the machine? Uh-oh. Well, I'm dead.
Kithriel.
I'm just
pauses like I'm dead.
I'm just
gone.
expecting Kithriel to be like, I'm tired of this, and then like zapping me. And
Kithriel
it's
is,
over.
is very tired of all this. That's just not you specifically or the party, but this. Kithriel's tired
In
of
general.
this.
Oh, I'm dead. Okay.
Dead, gone.
Kithriel.
Bye.
Warn me.
It was fun.
Kithriel stands up. You recognize now that she's barefoot in the snow. Just had
Oh,
no shoes.
Just chilling.
The bottom of her raiment is dirty as though travel stained, which is very unusual for an elf. Usually elves are just always clean because they're OP. So to let, it must be a choice at some level, or something she just got used to.
Maybe
She
it's
looks
just her favorite.
for a long moment at Esmeralda. Youngest daughter of the spy master.
that's his great.
Your mother cannot be trusted. But while she is a web of lies, all of her lies bend in one direction. To protect you. She loves you in her twisted way. With that, Kithriel explodes out of view as though you looked into a kaleidoscope. Weird shards of them just kind of zip out of reality and shrink away.
People have to start telling us bye.
But what
That's
about
the
the
new rule.
moon?
The narrator would like to remind viewers at home that Rachel did say bye when she got a goad and
Oh, different. I'm sorry. Did I
Rachel,
mispronounce?
This
yeah.
time.
Ah.
This
Yeah,
time.
this
Yeah.
time.
It was very fast.
Oh, you're right. She did say like I gotta go. Like she said it on the door on the way
Yep.
out.
Gotta
the
bye.
door.
Chris in chat
She
I love
said
you.
asks,
bye
Bye-bye.
though.
Chris in chat asks, can anyone just walk away? And Rachel did not walk away, but Kithriel did. It's just you can't see Kithriel take a step into the Feywild because it's not how the Feywild works.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say
Yeah.
no. Kithriel exploded into Kaleidoscope. You can't fool him.
You can't buy me, hot dog man.
Okay. Well, wait. What about the moon?
I don't know. Did I understand correctly that either the power to make the gems or the power to run the machine a time or two was it used power stolen from the Raven Queen? Did I understand that right?
So this is worth zooming out to explain because this is explained in bits and pieces, but I think at this point having, at least Rammer having a really good sort of like grasp on it is good because you are within... I can't guess how much time because sometimes we've done 2 sessions of feelings talk, which is awesome, but also it does make estimates on when you're going to get to a certain vault difficult. But it's a shorter distance than other things in the campaign now, I'll say, where like you will get the how to build an artifact thing at some point. Like that's a thing that's within. You don't want that information because do you want another Shillian Empire? Well, you will be able to build one if you want to. I'll give you the how-to guide at some point. But the gist is that the Shill figured out that when someone dies and their spirit leaves their body, there was some non-spiritual energy that seemed to be binding them to their vessel. And the Shill called these anchoring energies.
Oh, right.
Right, here it comes.
Yes.
Well, we'll review for folks at home.
Right.
And so the anchoring energy, it's kind of like a nuclear bond that when it releases, it has a tremendous amount of power. Like the amount of power required to bind a soul to its vessel is in some ways greater than the soul itself. It is a tremendous amount of energy. And the Shill assumed, and I'll tell you now with hindsight, incorrectly, that energy was not important to the Raven Queen, and therefore they could leverage and keep it. And then they got a little more zealous and started using it to bind spirits to other things, which is how all of their artifacts work. And so the artifacts each have a human soul trapped in it, a willing volunteer who, I mean, in the case of someone like Shillarani, was not actually aware of what they were giving, right? And so they are an undead who is bound to an item or an artifact, or in some cases a task, right? And the reason these artifacts have such crazy amounts of power is because they don't have just one anchoring energy mote in it to hold the soul in it. They have a lot of excess anchor energy in each one to drive tremendous amounts of power. And in some cases, they may still access parts of the magic sphere that are not reachable by normal casters right now. They're just broken. But also, I did say every person has some kind of an anchoring thing that holds them to their body. And there's only one soul to one anchoring mote. Multiple motes. Does that mean that they killed multiple people to make one artifact work? Were the Shills an empire of necromancers? I leave the viewers to decide whether or not what the Shill did was good.
The Shill did bad, right?
Yeah.
Are we all? The Shill, we all get it, right?
Yeah.
I'm glad that we had this time. It's just nice to bring it in sometimes and like just refresh ourselves on what happened.
Who was the one that hurt Chillerani? Because we'll kill them. Because they're on the top of the hit list. I forgot
Fancy
which one
Shoes Boy. I forgot his name.
Fancy
now.
Shoes Boy, aka Shill Sulian, aka some
Sulian.
a dozen vampire clone wizards, a dozen ancient vampire and clone wizards, because nothing in Hollice is just, oh no, a vampire. Oh, that's bad, scary. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. I want you to pick. You could take every. Sulian would chew up Strahd and spit him out multiple times in a single sitting. This is the point: is to make them so scary. It's unrealistic. It's fun, and then you'll be real heroes.
It's fun.
Real heroes fighting these gods walking among us. I'm so glad.
It's gonna be so much fun. Oh,
It is going to be so
God.
much fun, specifically
We're gonna
because
die.
my heart breaks every time we're around Shilarani, and I'm so excited
It's worth
to
revealing
have
too.
discussions with Shilsolian.
Shilarani is the ghost that currently haunts Hollice. She was the custodian of the vault in Hollice, under Hollice, that the heroes claimed. She has been trapped in the same room for over 2,000 years, staring at a wall, and her mind has shown some wear and tear, having had this experience. And why did she agree to be this custodian? Because her mentor and partner,
Toxic X.
her toxic ex, Shil Sulian, convinced her that it was the right thing to do. And his plan was, so rather than let her die with the rest of the Empire or live a life of obscurity somewhere, because he could have hid her away from the spell and she could have just lived her life out somewhere else, he wanted to be able to go fetch his girlfriend. And so he did not let himself be destroyed by the spell and let her be turned into a ghost so he can come and get her. Only he made a mistake and didn't understand what Zod had done to scatter the vaults and had no idea where she is. And so he spent 2,000 years trying to find her and extend his life unnaturally to do it. But I've said all that, right? And so, yeah, he's like 2,000 years old and he's cloned himself and he's used vampirism on some of those clones, maybe all of them now, to like extend his life as far as possible. That sounds evil, right? But does it sound like he was actually not evil before the vampire thing? This is just putting that out there to let you all decide for yourselves if you think that there's some room for
he still hurt Shilarani.
sympathy for the 50-something-year-old man who was dating a 20-something prodigy student.
There's no
Vampire has
sympathy
nothing
here.
to do with bad, with toxic relationships.
There we go. Everyone in Hollice has
Vampire is like
emotional baggage.
Flavor.
Okay,
But
I think that's
Can
the
we
full
bring
show.
Shilarani back from being a ghost?
Yes, I thought you were going to ask if you were going to bring Shil Sulian back from the dead, and I was like, yeah, sure, why not? If you really want to like go through the trouble to help the guy,
No,
that's so nice.
I want to finish the job.
No. No, I want to bring Shilarani back, and I want to let Shilarani finish the job. If
I
possible,
think
is what
that
I
we had also discussed that Shilarani needs to have her mind fixed before we potentially do that.
We had talked about, I think, otherwise I hallucinated a whole conversation. Restoration is supposed to heal a status or something. Like, can I use restoration on Oberk and Arani?
I think we had talked about that. It had to be like an afflicted thing,
Oh, so
like
it
a
won't work.
curse or something. Yeah,
Okay.
not just like
What
the
happened to
result of.
Oberk is a little
Broken.
out there. That's a good word, Esme. I like that. Yeah.
Mhm.
He
Wait,
sees
restoration
faces.
for fixing.
But it's a result of like trauma and like what he's been through, and not like he was, afflicted with.
Yeah, he wasn't like cursed with a
Cursed
spell or
or, yeah.
something.
There are more powerful magics that can do it. Is heal still a thing?
I think so.
Like the old
There's, like-
heal spell, I would allow that to do it.
My phone not die right now. Where's my spell book? There is a heal. It's a 6th level.
Oh, interesting. They kind of changed it a little bit. Hang on.
It says 70 hit points. It ends blindness, deafness, and any disease affecting the target. But what does hold on.
Yeah, it had a
Mental
lot
illness is
more.
illness.
It had a lot more reach in third edition.
Oh, okay.
In any event, you can find a path to just magically fix it, but you can also try to walk them out of the woods yourselves. It's also possible.
Yeah,
Do that one. I like doing that one.
could do that one. I'm not good at that one, but we sure could try.
I like that one. I feel like we can talk, and I feel like after it might take a very long time, but maybe after several sessions of the closest thing to Hollice therapy we could get, I think we'll work okay fine.
It's fine.
I think
What's your
Oberg is good.
definition
I
of
think
a
Oberg
few?
can get it.
I think it'll spend a couple of
However
sessions.
many is necessity.
I mean, once you get through whatever the hell's in the temple, then you go back to Hollice. It'd be reasonable to have some time off, I think, right?
We do. I would like this
want the
petition.
party.
We deserve some time off.
Deserve.
We deserve several
Uh-oh.
time to do a party and to talk to people in town and to not be in the wilderness freezing and fighting.
I like the
I
wilderness.
want to talk to our people.
Maybe not the cold.
I do
but
like the
I
wilderness, but I want
wilderness.
to talk to our people.
I know. I want to meet everybody in Hollice. We still haven't met them.
That's really the big thing. I just want to meet people.
Mm-hmm.
We got caching
So
cameras
what?
again.
So Kithriel is gone. What are we doing? Are we?
Before Kithriel popped in, you were grasping with your thoughts of Cheldanoth. Do you feel
Yes,
like
I
you have?
still. I
Do you
still, if it's
still-
not too much, I kind of want to still augury, and I want to know because we talked about trust with Kithriel, but trust wasn't the question. Sympathy was the question.
Mm-hmm. So I
How
can.
much sympathy we should show.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'll ritual cast augury. And
The question could be like, should we show sympathy, if any?
Well, if any, what? I
Any
can just
sympathy
say
at all.
like yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah.
Like, should we be showing should we show sympathy? Or well, no, because it's yes or no. I forgot. So yeah, should we? Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's what I'll do. Like this one might sound a little weird, but should we?
If it's for me, you can blame it on me.
Okay. Yeah. Finnegan told me to
Maybe not
ask.
fully blame it
Should
on me.
we
Yeah.
have sympathy for Cheldanoth?
So you augury. Remember, it's a yes or no question, right? And so the question's got to
Right.
be.
So let me think. Okay, let me think. Officially, it has to be where like wheel or woe can be the answer, right? Okay.
Like, is it a good idea?
Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm powering through a headache.
Oh, hang in there.
Oh no.
I'm working on it. Okay. So I should be able to just say like Finn will be sympathetic towards Cheldanoth. And that can be a wheel or woe, right? I think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. I'll go with that one. Finn will have sympathy for Cheldanoth. Throwing you under the bus a little bit.
That's fine.
What's a bus?
Of all the people, I thought
throwing
you
us
would
under
get
the
it.
wagon.
Yeah, I'm just fucking with you. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay, thank you.
How's it going?
It's been a time, but we're making great progress here on the
Wait, whoa, 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 whoa,
Cheldanoff
whoa, whoa,
front.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Hang on.
Oh,
Pump the
oh
brakes.
God. Oh,
Vergadine materializes gently and sort of strides in.
Yeah.
This double-sized dwarf sits down next to the fire. The fire is kind of small. He like looks at it and he looks at Esper and says,
No offense.
and he just like waves a hand over the fire, and now it is like really strong and very warm.
aw, thank
Just
you.
thought I'd throw you a bone there. This is important. Ranmar, you just said that you are making good progress. Now, I agree, but it
Oh,
is
God.
really nice that you said it. And I needed just to take a moment to acknowledge that you did that.
I'm trying to be optimistic.
As your designated planetar, it is my job to make sure that, that you know that you're doing well, and also to answer your questions as best I can within the rules, which sometimes I spitball because I forget.
I mean, that's valid. That's valid.
It's
I
the opposite. It's
appreciate you.
invalid. It would be valid for me to validate the rules before just kind of doing whatever. But you know me, this is clearly working out. So
It's great. It's really helpful.
I mean, to be clear, if you want a different planetar, I can put in a
No, you stay.
All right. Anyway, you had a question. Oh.
Oh.
All right, little one. Look.
Me?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So,
You're so good. Oh.
cat's out of the bag. You know some more stuff now about your role in some of this, which, to be clear, in some ways you have the least risky position. You can look at it this way, like if you all get attacked by an army of ogres right now, it's going to be pretty bad. And while you will not enjoy that experience, and you also won't enjoy what gets you out of that experience, you will get out because something wants to make sure you make it.
Yeah.
And that has some perks to it. But I would personally prefer that you not become like a revenant or a big fancy zombie boy. So just stay alive and keep doing what you're doing. To answer your question, should you have sympathy? Well, for anyone. Is that a safe way to answer this? The direct answer is, okay, I don't want to be cryptic. I don't have sympathy for Cheldanoth because Cheldanoth chose to stay here alone for thousands of years. And it's not like we haven't picked up the phone. Forget that metaphor. It's not like we haven't reached out to try and talk to him, right? He's a very private guy, doesn't want to connect with anybody, has a thing that it wants, and it's going to very likely get most of what it wants, I think. If it gets all of what it wants,
Do
that's
we
bad.
know what
So,
what does it
Wait,
want?
if you want to talk to Childenoff, could I make him come here? Is that bad?
oh, he won't come here while I'm here. Yeah.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
I'm scared.
Well, that's not a thing he would do.
Wait, so no sympathy because
Well,
he chose to stay.
I mean, sympathy is a thing that I don't have for him because, well, first of all, I think maybe I'm the wrong person to answer this just writ large. I think what you really want to do, young Finnegan, since you're not sure whether you have a god, and in spite of me literally sitting here sometimes being like, hey, your cleric over here, this Ranmar cat, pretty fucking awesome, right? Real smart, yeah?
You want to be my god?
Believes that I'm not a god, I'm a planetard. Just pump the brakes, okay?
No, Ranmar.
Forget that
Sorry,
metaphor.
you too,
Hang on
but-
a
No,
second.
negative. No, that's
I'm
not
not
how
here-
this works.
Joking.
If you are invested in
Mm-hmm.
sympathy being a potential tool for you, I'm literally not the being to work on that. If anything, I have to work on it myself. That's why this is so different now. But Sune is the goddess of compassion, and you could seek out one of her temples, and maybe one of her clerics could set you straight. Maybe you could even recruit one, bring one to Hollice, I don't know. But if you want to find someone who'd have sympathy for Chel'danoth, I guarantee you Sune does, because that's literally her entire thing. And that might help.
Hells yeah.
And
Actually,
sympathy
I
and
think that
compassion
help a lot.
are clearly helpful things, now that I have been able to understand and sort of embrace my compassion for Ranmar and realize the sort of existential terror that they were thrown into prior to my being involved. It has helped me be, I feel a more effective helper to Ranmar. And so
Yeah.
sympathy did
I
have a
would
value there.
agree.
So,
It's been great.
oh, also you did cast the spell, so the technical answer is wheel and woe. So you're gonna want to keep this path going with Chel'danoth, but you're gonna want to be careful. Chel'danoth is not going to hurt you, not directly. But once your usefulness is past,
That's fair.
what would that entity do to anyone? Does the entity have sympathy for us? I mean, if you have a way to ask, you may know more about Chel'danoth than anyone since you've talked to it. Like, I don't know what happened to it. I don't know why it's wandered alone for so long. Where are the rest of its people? I don't know. I know you got maybe one in one of those crystal thingies you're carrying around. Maybe you don't let it out. You know?
No, he can't come out.
I
Not
would
that
I
one.
would love to not let it out.
Yeah,
So-
not Arnold.
It's terrifying.
Wow. Thank you. That actually helped a lot.
I mean, I'm doing my best here. But yeah, you know stuff. Like, you tell me, what has Chel'danoth shown you or told you that would even prompt you to think sympathy was reasonable?
He showed me like everything. Like he showed me the badness with my aunt. He's like helped us like in our quests. He showed us the artifacts. He showed us a lot. But it's all because he also wants to do that because it's useful to him. So like again, usefulness.
He's helping you, yeah, because you are doing things that are going to serve his end, which we only know little bits about. But what do you know about Chel'danoth the person?
Do I know anything about Sheldon the person? I don't know.
So the narrator piping in here, you may. It's been a while. There's been a lot of campaign time. I don't even remember what episode this was. It may have been like the third or fourth one or whatever. But like during the first encounter, when you asked who he was and what he wanted and why he was doing this, he showed you like a giant graveyard with mind
Those
flayer faces on each
people.
grave, right?
Yeah.
And so like that may be part of his motivation. Like what happened to his people? Why are they all gone? And why is he still here with all that time? Right. That's about as much detail as you have. That's not a lot, but it is more than Vergadine has.
Yeah. Vergadine's so wonderful.
Thanks.
You're so wonderful. Thank you.
I mean, you three are doing great.
I'm excited. I think Finnegan is now on a. Is Finnegan on a righteous path to find Sune? I don't know. I want to.
Are you starting your pilgrimage to Sune?
I think I am.
I mean, you've already tried to flirt with 2 dragons, and you got that dude in Hollice you're macking on. Like, Sune's gonna love you, man. It's not a hard reach, frankly.
So
Smacking on.
Well, what would you call it?
I haven't even hugged all
Is that not a verb you kids use these days?
No, it is. Not your
Look,
lips.
I get that I'm like the try hard, not hip grandpa, okay? But I am doing my
Oh.
best, little Esmeralda.
No.
Like, what verb would
You're
you
so
suggest I
good.
use?
You're doing so good. I like macking on.
Macking,
Nugent,
hitting,
macking.
making a pass at?
Interested in?
Really?
I don't know. That sounds nicer.
It has no panache to it, no pizzazz.
Panache.
Maybe
It's
we
very
don't need
clinical.
Maybe I don't need
Use that from now
pizzazz.
on.
What do you mean you don't need pizzazz? It might help you light your life up a little bit.
What if I don't want that?
A little pizzazz never hurt
As a
anyone.
treat. A little pizzazz. A
Oh,
little riz to help the mac.
you have the wand now, don't you?
Oh yeah.
The veins, yes.
You didn't
The
talk to it.
veiny wand.
You didn't talk to it, did you, Anmar?
I did not hold a whole conversation. No.
They also
Should
didn't tell
I?
the first, though, so we're
Well, I
off.
was hoping it would
Look,
answer some questions.
I could get it right now. I'm scared to talk to these things.
You're the only one who can. Safely, anyway.
What do you mean?
You're a
Oh
warden.
God. Oh, okay. So like
Oh.
our group is the only one. I thought you meant me, and
Only
I was like,
Ranmar. I was like, oh, Ranmar.
Well,
I was like, uh-oh, because
strictly
Esme
speaking,
touched them too.
there are 4 wardens, and any one of you can pick the thing up and have a safe conversation with it. Safe. Safer than other people. That said, of the 4 members of the party, obviously the one under my charge is the one I think is the most capable to talk to one, not accidentally use one, not purposefully use one, and not experiment with it.
I'm not touching them. Hey, look, I'm not touching them. I'm on the opposite end. I don't wish to touch them at all.
Hey, I'm not pointing any fingers here.
After so long, and maybe they wanted to have a conversation with each other.
Maybe they want to have
No.
a conversation. I
So-
think you're on to... No, sorry. I'm going to sound... I think Esme is on to something. What if they do want to have a conversation? What if there is things that we can learn between the things? Maybe not let them touch, but like...
I'm not trying
I don't
to
even-
encourage you to have conversations you're not ready for, per se. But the
Oh,
wand
that
in particular did zap Esmeralda. And there is... don't freak out. I feel like if I say that, you're going to freak out. So maybe that's not the way to
Yeah.
deliver it.
Well.
You see how I could have used something more clinical, like Esmeralda suggested, and it may have helped.
No, I liked it. Don't freak out is
I-
exactly what we want to hear.
I don't know what we're going for yet. The necromancy wand.
Yes, that's the one. Right.
That.
I mean,
crap. Esme,
in every
did you
one of
get
these
hit by it?
things, I feel like... Do you remember being hit by it?
I think so.
Because there's like a blank in your memory. Like, there's just a part of your mind that is just not accessible, like it was removed. And I
Oh fuck.
think
I was just
that...
thinking about that battle that I had that I was a part of where I remember I couldn't hit the guy, but I don't remember if he hit me or not.
Yeah, you did take 2 hits.
Oh right, because you subtracted your HP from your AC.
That
right?
wasn't on the that wasn't on
That was on the first night, right?
was it?
I think so.
That was a long time ago.
I know. Well, what are there lasting effects? You just don't have a chunk of memory. That's not good, though.
Yeah, that's... I guess I
I'm
was
not
hoping
sure that I was aware I don't have a chunk of memory, so this is news to me.
Well,
I
that's
was
how
gonna say I don't remember Esmeralda
how
having a chunk of memory.
memory works. It's tricky. But anyway, when you're all feeling ready, maybe a chat with some of the artifacts would be enlightening. Or maybe you'll find a safer way to talk to them than just kind of going at it Brave Ranmar style. So
I don't even know. I don't even know what to chat with them about, but I'm having trouble
Oh, we can
thinking
chat
right
them
now.
up.
So,
Oh,
I think I want to
uh,
talk to the halfling the most. I think
the what?
that's
the
mine.
gems. Yeah,
Yeah,
There's a halfling?
it's a whole other. There's
there
a
is. I
what looks like a halfling in one of these gems.
Oh, weird.
Hmm. Is it weird?
I mean, they're all pretty strange, but like some of them just make sense, right? Giant beholder thing, dragon man thing, mummy. These are entities that just on the surface are very powerful and scary. But no offense to present company, but a halfling is not as scary as a giant beholder. Just
you have no idea what a halfling is capable of.
look, I'm just
Sorry, sorry. A lot of energy for nothing.
you do
Why
have
are you sassing him?
I do
No, I don't want to sass Bergadine. I'm just sticking up for the halfling.
adorable.
I'll say what my wild little fever dream assumption was about the halfling that I was slightly worried about for a hot minute. Also, because we talked about Phylactery and Childenhoff, and also Vergadine's here, so like shoot that shit.
I am here, yeah, sure.
My wild fever dream
Mhm.
was that I was worried that the other half of the phylactery would be that halfling, and it would be my like evil doppelganger somehow.
Oh, it's
That
not, no.
was my fever dream. Oh my goodness. Thank goodness. But that
I
was my dream. That was
that
what I
would
dreamed about.
that would be so scary.
I, I woke up and I was like, I just stared for too long.
Oh dear.
Thanks, Fergus. It's always so nice to have you here.
Next. To be clear,
You
I don't know who the other phylactery is, but I do know that they can't be that much older than you are because they would have had to have conducted the ritual to phylactery and had the two targets in mind and stuff, and would have needed to have collected both of your souls to do that, to bind the part of their soul to that soul and then release them back to the bodies, and it all had to happen at the same time. And if that halfling was put in a gem 2,000 years ago plus by the Shillian Empire, it's not possible that it was done.
Okay, so it has to happen at the same time. It can't be
Yeah.
like
I mean, I don't know when it happened, but I am aware that at the time that the Shill Empire was active, Chaldenath's phylactery was a physical object.
but when one part is moved, the other one has to be moved?
So, in order to, I mean, we had to piece this together, right? Because Chaldenath is not, Chaldenath is what we call an aberration. It's from another, literally another plane, and so like it's from not just within our spheres of control. So it's outside of the things that we just automatically know. And so trying to find out what it did was a very fun research project for several of us for a while. In order to bond, to make a living thing its phylactery, without the living thing being present when it happened, it needed to, which we know now, contract for your soul. And so your aunt sold your soul to a Baylor, Finnegan, but you have your soul back. And so during that interim time when you didn't have it, Chaldenath did, and then used it to conduct the ritual. But your soul's in your body now, and so it must have been part of it was to give at least the soul back to you with a little bit of a extra on it.
Oh, a little extra spark.
A little pizzazz.
Extra.
Yeah. Actually, it's the opposite of pizzazz. It's a complication, I'll say.
A complication. Oh god. Okay.
Well, this has been very enlightening. I'm gonna find a god after this conversation. I think
Well, I mean, I don't know that, well, I shouldn't say that. So far, you have had at least one whisper from the lady herself, I believe, and wink, wink, nudge, nudge, Ranmar, but you made a friend from an entirely different temple. Oh.
Jesus. scared the shit out of me. I'm sorry.
This is fire alarm.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh no.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the end of what Vergadine was saying. It scared the crap out of me.
Ooh.
Oh no.
What was I
Oh
saying?
no.
I remember.
You mentioned the red lady, and then
Oh, you've made another friend, Ramar.
I
Someone like
have.
me. They made you
Am I
soup.
having? Oh God! Is that it? Is it is either it's a Tempest person, right? The soup, the soup man
Was
is a
that not
Tempest
obvious?
person.
Esperine's got it. You got it right.
I thought it. I.
She's got it.
Wait, what happened?
I knew it.
the man in the cabin with the bear soup that was also in the tower is it sounds like a planetar of Tempest. Is that right?
It's somewhat of that persuasion, yeah. I don't know how they do their ranking, but yeah.
Okay. Look, for a little while we were bouncing back and forth between a dragon or someone associated with Tempest. So
What?
So wait,
Oh,
their
oh,
soup
yeah.
was Tempest.
You have a dragon in the reaches here, but I wasn't worried about that dragon because you have another one.
you know what? I shouldn't have opened my mouth about a dragon because now I'm thinking about it. And that's why I'm scared.
Why are you scared?
What do you mean, why am I scared?
Nightskill's not going to hurt you. Why would Nightskill hurt you all? She seems to really be
They're-
enjoying it, just watching you
Nightskill would
constantly.
never hurt us.
Hi, Nightskill. She's just watching right now.
I know, but that doesn't
She,
change the
like-
fact that I'm scared.
Is Nightscale like the level, like right under our god level? Like dragons, do we say dragons are essentially gods, especially Nightscale, who has been like here
I mean,
forever?
When you get to a certain level of ability and resources, like it's not, I don't know how you describe level anymore. She can't destroy or create like continents. She can't make her own plane. You know, she can't like she can teleport and great distances, but there's still limits to it. You know, I'm not going to say she can't navigate the Feywild, but she doesn't bother. You know, she's not very familiar with it, doesn't have a need to be. You know, she doesn't go planeswalking. She likes it here. You know, someone in my line of work, or Rachel's for that matter, has to go plane hopping all the time. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you mean like fisticuffs, I mean, I wouldn't enjoy a fight with Nightskill if it was really came down to it. I would probably flee because she's been around a while.
Wise.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't really know how to answer that question. I know more than she does, but that's just because that's literally what I am, and she does know a lot of stuff because she's been around a long time, and she has not been lazy.
Cool. I'm keeping my microphone muted because I'm so scared my alarm's gonna go off.
I keep muting
I'm
mine too
sorry.
because my child is loud.
For once, my loud maker is just sleeping on the couch.
My roommate is daring to cook any food that we have to like use like grill for, and my alarm cannot handle it. It just will go off.
Yeah.
Well, you got me for another minute here. Do you have something else?
Let me think.
Okay.
God, I don't know. I can't think.
Fall. Have we? Okay, we talked about Chilpnoff. Kithriel just talked to us a lot about how we can help Rachel. I think that was my other big question about how we can like help Rachel.
Kithriel was here?
Kithriel was
Yes.
here not too long ago.
Interesting.
Lucky.
Okay.
Lucky.
But why is it interesting? Is Kithriel? Should Kithriel not have been here?
I'm just
Or-
not clear on what Kithriel wants to do with any of this stuff.
I mean, to be fair, me kind of either. I think what is Kithriel again?
An elf.
Yeah, they're still an elf. But once an elf has gotten past a certain age, they usually check out, go to the fancy elf place that only elves get to go to. The rest of us don't get to go there because elves, yada yada. I don't. Because elves are
Elves.
pizzazz, which is why you should be more comfortable with pizzazz as a concept. Raspberry. There's something to think about.
Elves are pizzazz.
They're pizzazz. And they go to Pizzazz Town at the end. But Kithriel didn't. Kithriel just stayed here for an additional, like, I mean, usually it's around 800 years old. 1,000 years old is very old for an elf. Usually they check out long before that. So,
Is Kithriel staying kind of like Chelnoff is staying?
it seems like that, doesn't it? Like, they're lingering for some reasons that we don't know. Like, why hold on that long? I don't know.
Oh,
Kithriel's easier to communicate with than Chelnoth is, though, for a lot of reasons. So,
True.
just gotta speak Chelnoff.
is that so?
Yeah. I don't think I actually speak
Does
Chelnoff. I think
does
I just
one?
detect
I
thoughts.
think one speaks Cheltenov by having them in their brain.
Yeah, that is more or
That's
less what
That's what I
poor
mean.
Finnegan has to deal with.
The
That's
language
true.
I don't care to learn.
Yeah, I'll do it. I got that part. That's the burden
Finn's
I'll
taking
bear
one for the
team.
team.
Look,
A
Thank
I
large
haven't
you.
one
touched
for
an
the
artifact. I haven't
team.
touched an artifact yet. Ranmarsh is over here fucking aging 1,000 years every fucking minute because they have this bag of death just consistently just on their bag, just like wow, the whole world is in my bag.
It's a grab bag of anxiety.
A
It is.
grab
Pull one out.
bag.
You'll never know what flavor you get.
I mean,
It's like
Anxiety.
Russian roulette.
maybe Ranmar, you do have a
Oh.
heavy burden, but you're doing a really good job with it. And in spite of these two rapscallions that you have following you around,
Wow.
I have the most every confidence that you as a team, when the cards are down, that you will all do the right things.
I think we got this.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna be optimistic here. We got this.
All right.
I think your optimism is well put.
Thank you.
Well, that's all the time I have. Thanks for having me. It's nice to see you as always.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Bye.
Don't be strangers. Yeah. Sick.
Oh, never.
Sick.
He stands up, brushes the snow off of his legs, and sort of gently fades away as he walks off stage, walks away from you.
How dare he ask you? Now that he's gone, he's never gone. But how dare he ask you if you want another planetar? What is that shit?
It's protocol, Finnegan. I got it. It's protocol. Okay, I'm really going now. Okay.
Aww.
And the credits can gently roll at that point. I think we're a quarter to 11. We did it. You made it. We played Dungeons and Dragons.
We did it.
Finally.
We just came back. It doesn't matter how long we did tonight. We finally came back.
You got a lot covered. Covered a lot of ground tonight. You got an artifact.
Actually,
I feel like it needed to happen too because it was like
Yeah.
almost looking like it was not in the stars again today, and I was like, no, it needs to happen. Like, I feel like if it doesn't, this is never gonna happen again.
I mean, it would eventually have happened again. But we did it. And then the next session is Thursday. Like on the normal schedule.
Okay.
So it's not that far away because we punted to a Friday from a Tuesday. We did it.
I got off track on what was if we were like at a short or a long wait. I genuinely had no idea anymore.
This time I go calendar. I wouldn't remember either. Yeah.
Okay. So it's next Thursday.
We.
Okay.
I have a
Sweet.
cheat because I have it's like dependent on my kids' schedule. So it's like I know if I have my kids on the Thursday, then it's not that Thursday.
It's not been.
My cheat.
That's
Although I have my
valid.
kids tonight and I'm not supposed to, so I'm gonna be all kinds of thrown off.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
any
yeah.
break in the routine.
Yeah. Oh wait, we can open up chat.
Yeah,
What's
chat.
up?
Hi,
Oh,
chat.
right.
Sorry, we're back to chat.
Oh my
Chat.
god.
These are my
I don't know
Oh,
how
gosh,
much
killed
of
him off.
Chat.
I don't know how much of him was coming through all night. I tried to stay muted, but
I was gonna say I can't make out words. I can just sometimes make out like brr, brr, and that's like kind of like it.
I did roll a couple of times. Yes, I did roll echo. Yeah. I got to roll dice
Oh.
sometimes to see who says what and stuff. Did you all?
Sometimes I
How
don't
did
have
you
dice
all
rolling.
feel about both viewers and players especially? How did you feel about the opening like 10 minutes, sort of like camera flying around and seeing other things you couldn't have seen possibly?
that was cool.
I like that.
Did you like that? Okay.
I liked it. Yeah.
That's what
Especially if you tell us that we can sit back and just enjoy it, then I will cease taking a bajillion notes and I will sit back and enjoy the
Although-
Oh,
camera.
it's like story time.
Although there is another side to that potentially, and that's if like bad shit's happening and we can't do
I
anything
was-
about it because we don't actually know.
Well, nothing bad
gonna say
happened. What bad
enjoy
happened?
is,
Tonight.
Yeah.
So we all agree that nothing bad happened during the NPC cutaways.
I think Lucky's
yeah,
on my
that was
notes.
Not
sweet.
great
I-
thing.
Yeah, I think I specifically wrote that damn volcano in my notes.
And that's
I
it?
did write the volcano red.
And,
Also,
uh,
Victor.
Victor.
Oh, I was hoping we were going to gloss over that when you said nothing bad happened. I'm like, great,
No.
nothing bad happened.
No.
You said nothing
No,
bad
I don't like
happened.
that Victor's there.
Why was
Victor's-
Victor in
We
Hollice?
don't know why Victor's in Hollice.
Why was
exactly.
Victor
We
in
know where
Hollice?
he
Sat down and
was.
talked to Tag.
Why is Victor?
Tag is the nicest guy in Hollice. I almost said nicest person, but really you're running for your money against Rachel to be the nicest being in all of Hollice. It's difficult, but Tag's up there. Tag's the nicest guy, and so in comes and literally anybody, and Tag welcomed him right in. Why would Tag not welcome in Victor?
And Tag
Vibrations,
like why wouldn't
man.
you have friends? Like just so like optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's got to teach Tag to read vibrations.
I don't know. There's
Bad
something I don't know.
vibes.
There's something so wholesome though about Tag just being like, no, everyone can have friends. Like Tag.
So excited for you all to get back and see what Tag has done in the absence of the party. I told Lost about it, and now she's very excited about it because it is just it's a real treat. Tag's a treat. And I can't wait for you all to see what Tag has done. That's good.
I'm so scared.
I'm also excited that it gave me an opportunity to sort of like answer some deep questions, at least for viewers and people. Like, how did Razad escape? It was a very interesting thing to wonder about. And you all seem pretty married to the hypothesis that Sulian had done it, which was not an unreasonable one. But that's not what happened. And now you know what happened. It's the players.
I didn't. No,
I mean,
we
it was
don't
all-
know what happened.
oh, it was
They
all
were
web-
like, we don't know.
Well, so the way she said it, she's like, Veer, the spy master, said, well, he escaped. That's what it says in the report. Why would she add that? She's literally the one who writes
let
the
him
reports and knows. Yes, she let him go.
Oh well, fuck.
Right.
That's what I thought. I was trying. Oh, May.
And so your characters are maybe can be as confused as you feel right now, but I'd like to explain it to folks to help you all get a jump on this one thing because it can be it's confusing because Veers is confusing. Veer is confusing. Veers is Carol Danvers from Captain Marvel. Veer is the spy master. So Kithriel believes, which they said when they talked to you at the campfire, and also they emphasized to Veer, which started this whole ball rolling, that the wardens should have control of all the artifacts.
Mhm.
The elves, as an organization, did not agree, and they were holding on to this one artifact because it's power to have these things. And if they have one artifact and you don't have all of them, I mean, that's a circumstance that Kithriel didn't want. And Kithriel had somehow managed to convince Veer that was the case, possibly because Veer's favorite daughter is one of the wardens and is out in the middle of the fucking reaches trying to collect these walking nuclear bombs. And so the only plausible way to get it out of the Sinlay and into the hands of the wardens would be if Razat broke out, stole the artifact, and then the wardens confronted and killed Razat, and then that must be how they got the wand.
So the only way to get the wand out of elf control was to pretend Razat took it when he escaped.
Yep, that's exactly right.
But he
Okay.
threw it at their feet.
All right.
Yeah, but it was
Yeah, Veer
Kithriel.
had it the
Yeah.
whole time.
yeah. Veer took it
And
into her custody secretly, and then gave it to Kithriel. Now remember that they're from completely different elvish civilizations, right? Like the Denali or the exiles are like from their north, and they don't talk to the Sinlayan elves. But Kithriel walked in there like he was very familiar with Veer, which implies that Kithriel has been talking to Veer for who knows how long.
am I back?
You're back.
Yeah,
Wait, but they're against each other.
The Denali and the Sinlay, they have a sort of a tense relationship because of a religious difference that they don't remember. That the party is maybe going to uncover at some point. It's just one of the many things you're going to look into.
I was gonna say, if they don't remember, why are they at odds?
Because feelings and culture sometimes persist long after the events that cause them.
It's tradition that
Basically.
we hate them.
Yeah.
Oh no!
And is that
but
a good
again,
reason?
But it shouldn't have to be tradition.
No, and you're never going to guess where they might end up talking to each other. Yeah, you will, because you convinced Mariel to open to bring an embassy down to Hollice, which would force the Sinlay to also open an embassy in Hollice, which means there'll be both elvish civilizations will have like established presences in your frontier town, which suddenly becomes a very important place on the map.
It sure does.
I'm so
Oh,
excited.
God.
Hollice is. Oh my goodness.
It's also very
Oh,
stressful
okay.
because it's like suddenly, well, you get it.
Yeah.
But does that make sense? Do you understand Veer's plot to get you the thing?
I'll be honest, like the last hour has been a little bit of a blur.
Oh, is
The
it too
middle
much?
of my
Lily's fighting through a real
forehead
bad
is
headache.
Oh no!
kicking my ass.
It was a short episode. We can do another recap next time if we have to.
Yeah.
I'll go back and I'll listen to this after I'm not.
Oh, that's why I said it was
literally
short. It's
Having blurred vision.
an easier revisit.
Um,
Go to bed, Munu. Get out of here.
Yeah.
It's
Let's go.
fine.
Let's go to bed. Someone can go to bed. Y'all.
Let's find someone to bring the show to. Someone who is cool. I don't know who's on that. Let's go see. Hang on, everybody.
Rhythm is on.
Oh my god! So many people on.
I like Rhythm. Do you like Rhythm?
Friday.
I love Rhythm.
It is Friday. That's why.
Well, a friend. Rhythm is Fraggy's friend. Fraggy LARPs, and Rhythm is one of the people that she LARPs with. And so a friend of
She's
Fraggy's is a friend of
lovely.
ours. In fact,
She's
that's
so
tonight's raid message. A friend of Fraggy's is a friend of ours, everybody, okay?
Yeah.
Let's go on in and say that. Stick
Aw.
around for the raid. Gather your channel points. More channel events are coming. Why is Rhythm's face covering Fraggy's face? The stream's still a little bugged. I'm doing my best with the new setup. It's mostly okay. Real love you, Fraggy. I'm so sorry that is doing that
I'm
right
not
now.
offended.
All right.
It's a lovely face.
You
Look at
also.
it. It's a lovely face.
You all have lovely faces. Thanks for hanging out. I'm back on Sunday, and then the Tuesday, and then the Thursdays Dungeons and Dragons.
Dun
Okay.
dun
Let's
dun.
zoom out to save our friends. Good night, goodbye. Zoom out, goodbye.
Good night, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Farewell. Zooming out works. Goodbye. Farewell, goodbye.
Bye.
Remember, a friend of Fraggy's is a friend of ours.
Yay!